4 points. Mitch Marner. In Leaf history now, he is... Well, Sittler has 26. Mahovlich has 15. And Mitch, 13.
Tied with Lanny and Boreas Salming.
That's pretty good company here.
Decent.
Yeah.
Now,
Decent.
I don't want to be that guy I told you so, but like last week I told you, for whatever reason, including Sportsnet and Hockey Night in Canada, everybody says like it's Matthews versus McDavid. And I told you guys no, it's Marner versus McDavid.
Yeah, you stuck that in at 4:52 on one of our shows.
Okay.
Yeah, I just went off.
What is wrong with you guys? Like, why do people? Is that not as sexy as Matthews versus Marner?
I think,
Matthews versus McDavid.
Listen, I think what it is it's the first overall pick thing. It's the Hart Trophy last year. It's this sort of, I think Marner has built up to this now where he has been the least best player this year. But last year, he wasn't the least best player. Matthew was the least best player. And the year before that, Matthews was probably the least best player. But this year, it's built up to the point where, listen, it probably should be built as that, but it's just not going to be. Matthews is the first overall pick. He's a 60-goal scorer. He's the number, like, the more natural, the two centers, it's the more natural thing to pit them against each other. So that's what it is, Kyper. Maybe not right, but that's the way it is.
That's goofy.
Nah, it's not goofy. That's just what we do in this business. That's our whole thing.
Yes. You create fake news.
Yeah, bingo.
Okay. But he was off the charts.
That is absolute truth. That was like when a guy retires and you go, all right, we're going to play their career highlight reel. You play 3 shifts from that game for Mitch Marner. I mean, he was unbelievable. The takeaways, he's now first in the NHL in blocked forwards among passes from Sportlogic. First in the league. I mean, to follow up the pick on McLeod with that dangle.
Did he not win the Selke Saturday night?
I mean, he again, his takeaway is unbelievable. He's definitely in the conversation. He's one of those guys.
They got to give it to old Bergeron because it's actually called the Bergeron Trophy, so they just give it to him every year.
Yeah. Old Bergie. He was so good. The takeaways were unbelievable. That second period
when
was
they
a true
seemed a little
showcase
dead
of
in the
team.
water at 3-1.
Yeah, that McLeod play. What are you doing?
God,
like of all the places you can go. But the risk reward is so terrible on that play.
The game now it's okay to pass in the middle of your net.
Well, it is, but not when the guy who's been voted the best right winger in the league 2 years in a row is standing in the slot. It's maybe not the time. Maybe bang that one off the glass.
It's incredible that guys have no problem in that space to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, McLeod's been good for them, no question. But, I mean, my ass is nailed to the bench, right?
Yeah.
Doing that years ago.
It's funny that growing up, how even if you made that play and it was successful, your coach would be like, you're having a seat. We just don't take those chances. That's, it's not worth it. And now it is. You're right. That's actually a pressure relief point on breakouts. They'll just kick it to their net front and
oof.
It feels uncomfortable.
But the thing is, it's like he didn't get anything on it. So I think he was obviously trying to get a nice saucer pass, cross zone, and he just kind of flubbed it. And Marner just was absolutely all over it. And that move, like you said, he almost healed it.
You know what the best part is? He's doing the spinorama, and then he makes a little stick handle to pull it back out of poke check range before he pulls it back in.
It's the footwork that blew me away.
Yeah, it's dancing in the slot. That was unbelievable. But what a showcase of what the Leafs can be at their best, right? You get goals from Austin Matthews, great game by him. He thought he was wonderful. Tavares, what do you have, 2-1? He was great. Willie gets a finish. That's it, man.
I think on a narrative standpoint, which fans love and, I think do matter in the grand scheme of things, you go into Edmonton, that was last week, right? Or the week before? And you get pasted in their place, and it was probably your worst effort. That was the Bruce Springsteen night. That was like your worst effort of the night of the season. No puck pursuit, just looked awful.
Players hung over.
Your stars didn't show up at all. And then to go into a matchup on Hockey Night in Canada where, you joke about it being Marner versus McDavid or Matthews versus McDavid. it was really the Leafs' big four versus McDavid, where all of them kind of answered the bell, and I thought all of them were excellent. Like, you talk about the bottom six and Achari being great, but I thought all four guys in the big four had really great nights, and they kind of lived up to the expectation.